In exploring the ultimate mysteries of the universe, we often overlook seemingly insignificant but actually crucial things. Mita Gong, this seemingly inconspicuous term, contains profound philosophical thinking and rich cultural connotations. The term Mita Gong originates from a line in the ancient Confucian classic, the Analects, in China. Food and lust are related to sex, lust and slowness are related to sex, respect and frugality are related to sex, concession is related to sex. Here, Mita Gong refers to the most basic physiological needs of human beings, including food, lust, and excretion. By juxtaposing these three needs, it can be seen that ancient Confucianism valued and respected the basic needs of humanity. In the grand narrative of the universe, Mitaka may just be a tiny speck of dust. However, in the development process of human society, this dust carries the wisdom and efforts of countless people. Throughout history, humans have continuously explored, innovated, and developed to meet these three basic needs, thereby promoting the progress of civilization. Nowadays, we live in an era of highly developed material civilization, and our understanding of the rice field community should also rise to a new level. In this, each of us is insignificant, but it is these insignificant individuals that together constitute the development process of human civilization. Let's start from Mita, explore the meaning of life, and understand the mysteries of the universe. Chapter 1. Honest Kidney Deficiency and Farting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a remote small mountain village surrounded by mountains, there lives a young man named Kidney Deficiency. He has a special talent, which is the ability to fart incredibly loudly, so he is famous in this small mountain village, and people call him the farting champion. However, this seemingly ordinary mountain village hides an unknown secret. The daily life of Kidney Deficiency is full of laughter and embarrassment. His special talent often plays a role in critical moments, such as during the harvest season. His fart sound can drive away pests that trouble crops. On cold winter nights, his farting can scare away animals that want to invade livestock. Nevertheless, Kidney Deficiency always feels inferior due to this specialty, and he yearns to one day get rid of this awkward title and live an ordinary life. However, fate seems to always be joking. On a sunny morning, Kidney Deficiency unexpectedly received a mysterious gift. The book, Sao Birth Examination. The plain handwriting on the cover seems to conceal an unknown secret. He opened the book in confusion due to Kidney Deficiency, and a mysterious aura rushed towards him. The content recorded in the book surprised him greatly. The book not only provides a detailed introduction to the breeding and management knowledge of sows, but also hides a mysterious and magical secret passage. Kidney Deficiency couldn't help but arouse curiosity, and he decided to follow the guidance in the book and embark on an adventure to find the fantasy world. The fantasy world described in the book is a place full of magic, where all creatures can speak, plants sway with their songs, and even the air is filled with a magical aura. Kidney Deficiency carries curiosity and anticipation for the unknown world, embarking on a journey to find the fantasy world. According to the description in the book, the fantasy world is a magical place with beautiful mountains and clear water, various rare treasures, and countless strong practitioners of mystical skills. Kidney Deficiency, I thought, if I could go to that world, maybe I could find a way to treat my own kidney deficiency. So he decided to take a risk and give it a try. On a dark and stormy night, Kidney Deficiency followed the instructions in the book and arrived at a mysterious cave entrance. He took a deep breath and walked into the cave entrance. In an instant, he was transported to a magical world. In this world, Kidney Deficiency encountered a mysterious old man who told him that he was the guardian of this world and also the ancestor of Kidney Deficiency. The old man told Kidney Deficiency that his family was originally a strong force in this world, but due to a sudden disaster, the family declined and the inheritance was interrupted. Kidney Deficiency is the only descendant of this family and the only one who can save the family. In order to save the family, Kidney Deficiency began arduous cultivation. Under the guidance of an old man, he cultivated a mysterious mystical skill that requires releasing energy through farting. Kidney Deficiency was surprised to find that his farting ability had greatly improved during the cultivation process. Not only could he fart with incredible noise, but he could also control the power of elements such as wind, fire, and thunder. During the process of cultivation, Kidney Deficiency also met a beautiful woman named So Sao's, a health expert in this world, and she tells us about kidney deficiency. Sao's in this world suffer from severe kidney deficiency, and she is dedicated to researching ways to treat this condition. Kidney deficiency determines to help Sao's and make contributions to this world. After a long period of joint efforts, Kidney Deficiency and Sao finally found a way to treat kidney deficiency. They jointly promoted this method to the entire fantasy world, making Sao prenatal testing a treasure of this world. Thanks to their contributions, the glory of the kidney deficiency family was revived, and he also became a hero in this world. Just as kidney deficiency felt that everything was developing in a positive direction, the sudden news shattered his joy. His grandfather was poisoned to death by hydrogen monoxide at the age of 3, while his mother died while she was in his grandmother's womb. This deeply puzzled the kidney deficiency, and he decided to unravel the mystery. During the process of searching for information, the truth about hydrogen monoxide was discovered due to kidney deficiency. Originally, hydrogen monoxide was water, and people in this world mistakenly thought it was a poison, leading to countless tragedies. Kidney Deficiency determines a book, corrects this misunderstanding, and makes people in this world realize the true value of hydrogen monoxide. After arduous efforts, Kidney Deficiency finally completed his work, Hydrogen Monoxide. This book caused a huge sensation in the fantasy world, and people began to re-examine the truth of this world. Kidney Deficiency has thus become a philosopher and thinker in this world. Practicing diligently every day. His life became exceptionally fulfilling, and besides practicing every day, he also studied methods for treating kidney deficiency with Sao's. Their efforts finally paid off, and the treatment methods gradually improved, with more and more Sao's receiving treatment. One day, while practicing due to kidney deficiency, I suddenly felt a strong breath. He opened his eyes and saw a person wearing a white robe standing in front of him. The old man said seriously, "Kidney deficiency, your cultivation has made some progress, but your path is still long. You need to work harder to achieve your goals." Kidney deficiency startled him. He knew that the old man was a high-level cultivator in this world, and his words naturally had profound implications. Kidney deficiency respectfully said, "I will work hard and never disappoint your expectations." The old man nodded slightly and said, "Your family used to be a powerhouse in this world. Your responsibility is not only to treat kidney deficiency, but also to have a more important mission. You need to find your family's heritage and restore your glory." Kidney deficiency shook his heart. He knew that his family used to be an important family in this world, but for some reason it had declined. He said firmly, "I will find the family inheritance and restore the glory of the family." The old man smiled slightly and then disappeared into the air. Kidney deficiency knows that this is his test, and he must complete this mission through his own efforts. In the following days, he worked harder to cultivate his kidney deficiency, and his farting ability was unprecedentedly improved. He can manipulate the power of elements such as wind, fire, and thunder through farting, and even treat some diseases through farting. He studied with the Sao and finally found a method to treat kidney deficiency. They jointly promoted this method to the entire fantasy world, making Sao prenatal testing a treasure of this world. The glory of the family with kidney deficiency was revived, and he also became a hero in this world. His name has spread throughout the fantasy world, and people call him the champion of farting. However, kidney deficiency did not lead to arrogance and complacency, as he knew his mission had not yet been completed. He decided to seek family inheritance and restore the glory of the family. He began to search everywhere, traversing the entire fantasy world. He found many ancient books and cultivators, but he couldn't find his family's lineage. He felt extremely disappointed and began to doubt whether he could fulfill this mission. At the moment when he was most disappointed, she walked up to him and looked at his kidney deficiency, saying affectionately, "Kidney deficiency, you are not alone. I will always be by your side, and we will complete this mission together." Kidney deficiency looked at the sow, feeling a warm flow in his heart. He knew he wasn't fighting alone, he had the support of the sow. He rallied and knew he couldn't give up. He had to continue searching until he found the family inheritance. His journey is still ongoing, his mission is still waiting, he and the sow continue to move forward together. Kidney deficiency felt disheartened, but words flowed into his heart like a clear stream, allowing him to regain confidence. He tightly grasped the hand of the sow, with a determined gleam in his eyes. "Thank you, sow, with you by my side, I feel the warmth. I will continue to search until I find the family inheritance." The sow smiled, her eyes filled with trust and support. "I believe in you, kidney deficiency. You will definitely find it and work together to accomplish this mission." In the following days, kidney deficiency and so embarked on a journey of searching for family inheritance together. They traveled through every corner of the fantasy world, searching for any possible clues to the kidney deficiency family. One day, when they arrived at a desolate desert, they suddenly discovered a hidden cave. They walked in without hesitation and found a stone chamber inside the cave, where some ancient cultural relics and books were placed. Kidney deficiency looked at these cultural relics and books with excitement in its heart. He flipped through books and found one of the old classics, which recorded the history and inheritance of the kidney deficiency family. He excitedly held the classics and said to the sow, "Mother Pig, I have found the inheritance of our family. It turns out that our family was once the guardian of this mystical world, responsible for protecting world peace and tranquility." The sow looked at her kidney deficiency with an excited light in her eyes and said, "This is really great, kidney deficiency. You now know your mission and have a clearer determination to restore the glory of your family." Kidney deficiency, he decided to continue practicing, enhance his strength, and complete the mission of the family. He closed his eyes and began practicing. He felt his body full of strength, and his ability to fart was further enhanced. He worked with the sow to research and combine family inheritance with modern cultivation, creating a unique set of cultivation methods. They not only improved their strength through this method, but also treated more sows with kidney deficiency. Over time, the reputation of kidney deficiency and sows spread throughout the fantasy world. People call them farting champions and sow goddesses, and they have become legends in this world. However, kidney deficiency did not lead to arrogance and complacency. He knew that his mission was not yet completed. He decided to seek family inheritance and restore the glory of the family. He and the sow embarked on a new journey together, searching for the family's long-lost treasure of inheritance. They traveled through treacherous forests, climbed towering peaks, and finally arrived at a mysterious castle. The castle exudes an ancient atmosphere, giving people a feeling of holiness and solemnity. Kidney deficiency and the sow walked into the castle and found a huge stone tablet inside, engraved with the glorious history of the kidney deficiency family. They looked at the stone monument, filled with awe and pride in their hearts. Kidney deficiency deeply understands that he bears a significant mission to restore the glory of his family and protect the peace and tranquility of this world. He continued on with the sow, searching for the treasure of the family. Their efforts have finally paid off, and they have found the treasure of inheritance that has been lost for many years. The glory of the kidney deficiency family has been revived, and they have become guardians of this world. Kidney deficiency and the sow continue to cultivate and move forward together. In order to protect the peace and tranquility of this world, they will never stop. Chapter 3. Beautiful Times. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is a very special story, about the sadistic love between Orange and Skunk, and the story of Skunk's father being a gay. Perhaps this is absurd, but please be patient and read on, as it will be a story that you cannot forget. In a peaceful forest, there lives a skunk named Orich. He is cute and has a unique odor, but his heart is filled with loneliness and longing. Every day, he wandered around the forest, searching for a life that could share his joy and pain with him. One day, Ori met a cute creature with a butt pressing against his lung. This creature has a unique buttock shape. Whenever it is happy, its buttocks will pick up a gust of wind, while when it is sad, its buttocks will emit a pleasant aroma. Ori was attracted by the unique charm of this creature, and they began to accompany each other, spending every day and night together. However, the happy days did not last long. A painful secret has emerged in the life of Ori poking your lungs on his butt. Skunk Dad is a fag. Skunk Dad has been secretly observing Ori's relationship with a lung-butting creature, and he cannot accept his son being with a lung-butting creature. He tried to dismantle them, even threatening to harm your butt and your lungs. Ori felt endless pain and struggle. He loves his butt to touch your lungs, but he can't ignore the pain of Skunk Dad. He decided to face this difficult situation with his buttocks and lungs, hoping to find a solution. They began a conversation with Skunk Dad, trying to understand his views and feelings. After a fierce argument and debate, Skunk Dad finally confessed his heart. He admitted that he had always held a prejudice against the love affair given by Ori because he was afraid of losing him. He realized his mistake and deeply regretted his actions. Ori decided to give Skunk Dad a chance to accept their relationship by giving him a lung on his butt. They worked together to establish strict regulations to ensure that stinky dads no longer interfere in their lives. As time went on, the relationship between Ori, your butt, your lungs, and Skunk Dad began to gradually ease. They began to try to understand and support each other, despite the process being full of challenges and difficulties. Ori's love for you has become even more determined. They have gone through many difficult times together, but still support each other as they walk forward. They face the dangers and difficulties in the forest together, protecting each other from harm. Their love story spread in the forest and became a topic of great interest among other creatures. However, their relationship has not been recognized by all living beings. In the forest, there are still some who hold prejudice and hostility towards this non-traditional love story. Ori has to face pressure and challenges from the outside, but they have never given up on each other. One day, shocking news suddenly came from the forest. Skunk Dad was surrounded by a group of malicious creatures and seriously injured. Without hesitation, Ori decided to go and save him by nudging his butt. They knew that regardless of past conflicts, Skunk Dad was always Ori's father. After a fierce battle, Ori successfully rescued Skunk Dad by thrusting his butt into your lungs. At that moment, their relationship underwent a complete transformation. Skunk Dad realized that Ori's sincere love for you with a lung on your butt could not be destroyed, and he began to truly accept their relationship. Since then, Skunk Dad has become a staunch supporter of Ori in his butt hitting your lungs. He helped them establish a safe home in the forest, allowing them to live freely without being disturbed by the outside world. Ori's new life has begun with a lung on his buttocks and Skunk Dad. They built a cozy little nest together in the forest, surrounded by a peaceful and beautiful environment. Every day, they spend happy times together, taking care of and supporting each other. However, life is not always smooth sailing. The creatures in the forest still have biases towards their relationships, sometimes even maliciously attacking and insulting them. However, Ori gave you a lung on his butt and Skunk Dad did not back down. They bravely faced all difficulties and persisted in their love and faith. One day, shocking news suddenly came from the forest. Malicious creatures were planning to destroy their homes. After hearing this news, Ori gave you his butt and your lungs, and Skunk Dad immediately became nervous. They decided to unite and protect their homeland. They began to strengthen the defense measures of their homes, build high walls, set traps and alarm systems. At the same time, they also sought help from other creatures in the forest, calling on them to resist malicious activities together. After the news spread, the creatures in the forest came to support one after another. They come from various ethnic groups, including bears, lions, monkeys, rabbits, and so on. Everyone works together to strive for a common goal. They believe that as long as we unite, there are no difficulties that cannot be overcome. In the end, the malicious creatures were intimidated by their unity and determination, and cancelled the plan to destroy their homes. Ori, buttocks, your lungs, and the home of Skunk Dad have been preserved, and they have also won the respect and friendship of other creatures in the forest. After this incident, the creatures in the forest gradually began to accept the relationship between Ori, your lungs, and Skunk Dad. They realized that love is not about race or sexual orientation, and everyone should have the right to choose freely. With the passage of time, the family of Orig, his buttocks, and Skunk Dad has also expanded. They welcomed a little skunk and became a happy family of 3. The little skunk is smart and cute, and has become a little star in the forest. Everyone likes to work with him. Their story spread in the forest and became an inspiring legend. They broke through prejudice and constraints with their bravery and persistence, proving the power of love. However, life is not just about happiness and joy. There are still some uncertain factors in the forest, and they must always remain vigilant and protect themselves and their families. However, they have learned unity and bravery, believing that as long as they support each other, they can face any challenge. The love story between you and Ori, as well as their relationship with Skunk Dad, has become an eternal legend. Their stories will be passed down to the world, inspiring people to bravely pursue true love, fearless of difficulties and prejudices. In this family full of love and courage, each member will use their strength and wisdom to create a better future together. They will always be together, no matter what difficulties and challenges they face. They will all move forward hand in hand. Buttocks against your lungs, Orage and Skunk Dad, will always be an inseparable whole. Chapter 2. The final battle between Jack Ma and Ultraman. The dark clouds of the toilet and the tale of hailstones. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On a dark evening shrouded in dark clouds, the sky suddenly became unusually eerie, with toilet-like dark clouds permeating, accompanied by a strange smell. The smell of excrement permeating the mountains. Suddenly, a figure fell from the sky. It was none other than the founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma. However, at this moment, his face was full of fatigue and there was still blood remaining. Jack Ma, why did you betray me? A loud voice came from afar from Ultraman. He is tall and powerful, wearing silver battle armor, holding a shining sword, and his eyes are firm. Ma Yun licked his toes and a bitter smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Ultraman, I didn't betray you. I just want to prove that even without you, I can protect this world. As soon as the words fell, the two of them had already fallen into a heated argument. Ultraman waved his shining sword in his hand, its light flickering like lightning. Jack Ma relied on his agile skills to dodge left and right, searching for Ultraman's flaws. Suddenly, a soaring hail drifted down from the sky, and Jack Ma couldn't avoid it. He was hit by the hail, and blood flowed out of his mouth once again. However, he did not give up, but instead bravely rushed towards Ot. You really disappointed me, Ultraman said coldly, as he emitted a powerful energy wave that repelled Jack Ma. Jack Ma fell to the ground, groaning in pain. He looked at the dark clouds in the sky and the falling hail, but there was no trace of fear in his heart. He knows that he won this battle. Ultraman, I know you're strong, but I believe I can also protect this world. Jack Ma struggled to stand up with blood still hanging from his lips. Ultraman widened his eyes and watched as a hint of surprise flashed in Jack Ma's eyes. He didn't expect this seemingly frail human to have such a firm belief. Okay, since that's the case, let me see how strong you are. Ultraman waved his shining sword and launched another attack on Jack Ma. The fierce battle resumed, and Jack Ma, with his agile hands and firm beliefs, repeatedly resolved Ultraman's attacks. And Ultraman also felt Jack Ma's resilience, and he began to take it seriously. At this moment, black clouds like toilets suddenly drifted down from the sky, emitting a foul odor that made Ultraman nauseous and his movements became somewhat hesitant. Upon seeing this scene, Jack Ma's heart tightened as he knew it was his last chance. He took a deep breath, gathered all his strength, and struck Ultraman with his final blow. Ultraman felt Jack Ma's determination and knew that this battle would determine the outcome between them. He clenched his shining sword and prepared to face Jack Ma's attack. Jack Ma's attack was like a lightning bolt, heading straight towards Ultraman. Ultraman calmly responded, waving his shining sword in his hand, forming sword shards in an attempt to resist Jack Ma's attack. However, Jack Ma's power grew stronger and Ultraman began to feel the power. At this moment, Jack Ma suddenly shouted, "Ultraman, you're not fighting alone." As the words fell, Jack Ma's body suddenly shone brightly, and his speed instantly increased, leaving Ultraman unable to grasp. Ultraman was taken aback and felt Jack Ma's unwavering belief. That belief is like a powerful force, driving Jack Ma forward continuously. Ultraman understood that in this battle, he would face unprecedented challenges. The dark clouds in the sky became increasingly thick, with toilet-like clouds emitting a foul odor, and flying hail falling to the ground, emitting bursts of foul odor. Ultraman was affected and his movements became somewhat hesitant. Jack Ma seized this opportunity, and his attack became increasingly fierce, leaving Ultraman overwhelmed. Ultraman felt angry in his heart, unwilling to lose to Jack Ma in this unfair battle. He took a deep breath, gathered all his strength, and prepared to deliver the final blow. His body was instantly surrounded by light, and the light sword emitted a dazzling light. Jack Ma saw this scene and knew that Ultraman's final blow was imminent. He closed his eyes, gathered all his strength, and prepared to face Ultraman's attack. At this moment, a powerful force surged out of Jack Ma's body, and his body was instantly surrounded by light, forming a shield. Ultraman's attack fell on Jack Ma, but he was unable to break through his shield. Jack Ma opened his eyes and looked at Ultraman with a slight smile on his lips. "Ultraman, I finally understand that true power does not come from the body, but from the heart." Ultraman widened his eyes and looked at Jack Ma, feeling his firm belief. That belief was like a powerful force that Ultraman could not resist. "Jack Ma, you are indeed not simple. I admire your beliefs." Ultraman put away his shining sword and extended his hand to Jack Ma. "Congratulations, you have won this battle." Jack Ma looked at Ultraman with respect in his heart. He knew that Ultraman was not a true enemy, they were all fighting to protect the world. He reached out his hand and held it tightly with Ultraman. "Thank you, Ultraman. Your efforts have made me stronger," Jack Ma said. "We can work together to protect this world." Ultraman nodded and hugged Jack Ma tightly. They believe that as long as we unite and work together, the world will definitely be full of brightness. At this moment, the dark clouds in the sky gradually dissipated, and the sunlight returned to the earth. The toilet-like dark clouds disappear, the soaring hail stops, and the smell of excrement permeating the mountains disappears without a trace. Everything returned to tranquility, as if nothing had happened. However, both Jack Ma and Ultraman knew that this battle had changed them. They have become even more determined to protect this belief, and they will continue to work hard to bring more light to this world. From then on, Jack Ma and Ultraman became friends, together guarding the world and bringing peace to it. And their stories have also become legends, passed down through the ages. Chapter 4. Philosophy of Niubi Xiuxian. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Lingyun and Lingfeng led, they began their adventure to the Monster Mountain Range. The Monster Mountain Range, whose name already reveals its danger. This is a forbidden area of the family. Without sufficient strength, entering here would be a dead end. The two of them walked in the mountains, surrounded by towering peaks and shrouded in mist, as if a demon beast could appear at any moment. Ling Yun and Ling Feng were cautious and didn't dare to be careless at all. "Ling Feng, did you hear me? There seems to be a sound ahead." Ling Yun suddenly stopped and looked ahead with a wary expression. Ling Feng also calmed down and listened carefully for a while before nodding. That's right, it seems like the roar of a monster. Let's be careful not to let it discover us. The two of them quietly walked forward and soon arrived at a cave. In the cave, there were roars coming from behind, which sounded like the strength of this monster was impressive. Ling and Ling Feng exchanged a glance, both seeing the determination in each other's eyes. They know that if they cannot pass these tests, they will not be able to master the boastful physical attack and Shura mode, and will not be able to truly become martial arts experts. We'll act separately, I'll catch its attention here, you go find the Millennium Snow Lotus, Ling Yun said in a deep voice. Ling Feng nodded, shook his body, and disappeared into the cave. Ling Yun took a breath and shouted loudly, I'm here to challenge you, demon beast. The monster in the cave was instantly angered, let out a deafening roar, and then rushed out of the cave. This is a massive beast, covered in thick scales, with a fierce gleam in its eyes. Ling Yun stepped forward, his sword flickering in his hand, and he instantly attacked the monster. The monster did not show weakness, waving its claws and rushing towards Ling Yun. The battle between the two instantly turned white. Although Ling Yun's strength was not as strong as that of the demon beasts, his body movements were flexible and he could always dodge their attacks at critical moments. At this moment, Ling Feng quietly entered the cave and began searching for the millennium-old snow lotus. In the cave, Ling Feng walked cautiously, his gaze constantly scanning around, searching for the traces of the millennium-old snow lotus. Suddenly, his gaze froze on a stone platform. On the stone platform, there is a white flower with crystal-clear petals, which looks incredibly beautiful. Ling Feng was overjoyed in his heart, as this was the millennium-old snow lotus they needed to search for. He walked cautiously over and was about to pick when suddenly his hand reached out from the darkness and grabbed the millennium-old snow lotus. Ling Feng's eyes were sharp and his hands were fast. He instantly grabbed the hand, and then a powerful force burst out of his body, knocking it back. In the darkness, a figure's voice came. I didn't expect you to find the Millennium Snow Lotus so quickly. Ling Feng fixed his gaze and saw that the figure in the darkness was the black-robed old man before them. He felt a tightness in his heart, not knowing why the old man in black came here. Who are you? Ling Feng asked in a deep voice. The old man in the black robe smiled slightly and said, I am your test. Only through me can you truly master the bragging force physical attack and Shura mode. Ling Yun and Ling Feng's adventure continues, and whether they can pass the test of the black-robed old man, master the family's secret and unique skills, and become true martial arts experts remains unknown. However, no matter how many difficulties lie ahead, they must persevere because this is their path to becoming strong. Chapter 5 Pighead Heroes of the Galactic Alliance. Crossing Magic and Toilets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On a distant planet in the Galactic Alliance, there lives a pig-headed, highly intelligent creature called Xiuxian. It has extraordinary wisdom and courage, often solving various problems on the planet and helping residents resolve disputes. And in a corner of this planet, there is a so-named pregnant, preparing for prenatal testing. One day, Xiuxian learned that she had encountered some problems during her pregnancy and immediately went to her home. Pregnancy told Xiuxian that she found some abnormalities in her baby during prenatal checkups. After careful examination, Xiuxian discovered that the baby actually possessed magical genes, which greatly impressed him. In order to provide better care for the pregnant woman and her baby, Xiuxian decided to take her to the headquarters of the Galactic Alliance for help. So they embarked on a wonderful journey through time. During their journey, they encountered various strange creatures and phenomena. Once, they came to a forest full of magic. All the creatures in the forest can speak and possess magical abilities. In such an environment, the magical genes are further activated during pregnancy. In the depths of the forest, they encountered an evil magician. The magician attempted to take away the pregnant baby in order to fulfill his evil plan. Xiuxian bravely engaged in a fierce fight with the magician. Two creatures are rolling and jumping in the forest, with fierce moves and sparks every moment. Xiuxian. You evil guy, don't want to harm the pregnancy and baby. Magician. Huh, stupid pighead, you can't stop my plan. Pregnancy. Please save our baby. At a critical moment, the pregnant baby suddenly awakened its magical genes, releasing a powerful energy that repelled the magician. Pregnancy and Xiuxian couldn't help but marvel at the infinite potential of babies. Continuing their journey, they arrived at a technologically advanced planet. The inhabitants of this planet have developed technology that combines magic to modify the genes of humans and organisms. Xiuxian immediately took the pregnancy and baby to seek help. In terms of technology, they encountered a kind scientist. Scientists have carefully studied and found ways to solve the problem of pregnancy and baby. He invented a special device that can stabilize a baby's magical genes and help them conceive and give birth smoothly. Xiuxian looked at the scientist gratefully and said, "Thank you for your help. You really saved the pregnancy and the lives of our baby." The scientist smiled and waved his hand, saying, "You're welcome, I'm also very happy to be able to help you. I have installed this device in the pregnant woman's body, which should stabilize her magical genes and help her give birth smoothly." During their time on the technology planet, Xiuxian and Xiuxian gradually adapted to the technological life here with the help of scientists. The baby is also slowly growing under a stable magical gene. However, the peaceful life on the technology planet did not last for a long day, and a powerful magical energy suddenly descended on the planet, causing huge turbulence in an instant. Pregnancy feels like the magical genes in the body are once again turbulent, and the baby seems to feel uneasy as well. Xiuxian immediately became alert, knowing that this magical energy must be related to their enemies. He decided to take his pregnancy and baby to find the source of this energy in order to solve this threat. During their journey across the technological planet, they encountered various strange creatures and phenomena. Once, they arrived at a huge magical formation, which contained powerful magical energy. Xiuxian feels that this seems to be related to the magical energy they are seeking. The pregnant woman said, "I think we should go inside and take a look. Maybe we can find some clues." Xiuxian nodded and cautiously led the pregnant and baby into the magic circle. The energy fluctuations in the magic circle shocked them, and this energy was even more powerful than they had ever seen before. While they were exploring, suddenly a shadow came from behind, and Xiuxian immediately turned around and engaged in a fierce fight with the Black Shadow. Black Shadow has agile skills, fierce moves, and sparks every sentence. Xiuxian. Who are you? Why do you want to harm pregnancy and the baby? Black Shadow. Hindering my plan, I must get rid of you. Pregnancy. Please let us go, we don't want to harm anyone. At a critical moment, the baby's magical genes awakened once again, unleashing a powerful energy that repelled the shadows. Xiuxian and pregnancy couldn't help but marvel at the infinite potential of babies. Continuing their journey, they arrived at a mysterious planet. This planet is full of mystery and danger, with various magical creatures emerging endlessly. They encountered a mysterious magician on this planet, who seemed to know more secrets about the baby's magical genes. The magician told them that the baby's magical genes actually come from an ancient legend, which said there was a powerful magical race with the power to change the world. However, this race disappeared before, leaving only legends and some clues. Xiuxian and pregnant decided to follow the guidance of this wizard to search for this disappearing magical race. They embarked on a journey full of danger and challenges, encountering various powerful magical creatures and finding some clues about this magical race. During the journey, the power of the baby's magical genes gradually awakened, and he exhibited astonishing magical talents. Xiuxian and pregnant feel happy for their baby's growth, and they are even more determined to search for a magical race. Finally, they arrived at a mysterious palace hidden in the clouds. The palace is filled with powerful magical energy and also full of danger. They cautiously entered the palace, searching for clues about the magical race. In the deepest part of the palace, an ancient book was discovered, which recorded the history and power of the magical race. Originally, the power of the magical race came from a mysterious magic gem, which was called the Magic Heart. The Magic Heart contains powerful magical power that can change the world. The magic race uses the Magic Heart to protect the world, but also because the power of the Magic Heart is too strong, the magic race ultimately chooses to hide the Magic Heart to prevent it from falling into the hands of evil. Xiuxian and Pregnant decided to take their baby to search for the Magic Heart and bring it back to the technology planet to protect its peace. They know this is a journey full of danger, but they believe that as long as they unite, they will definitely succeed. On their journey to find the Magic Heart, they encountered various challenges and difficulties, but they never gave up. During this process, the baby gradually grows into a powerful magical creature, and its magical gene power is fully utilized. In the end, they found the Magic Heart. The baby carefully held it in their hand and felt its powerful power. They decided to bring the Magic Heart back to the technology planet and use it to establish a brand new magical technology civilization, protecting world peace. After returning to the technology planet, Xiuxian and Pregnancy handed over the Magic Heart to the scientists. Scientists have used technological means to combine the heart of magic with technology and invented a brand new device that can protect the safety of the entire planet. The successful pregnancy gave birth to the baby, and the residents of the technology planet are happy for the birth of the baby. The baby has also become the guardian of the technology planet, and his magical gene power has brought peace and prosperity to the planet. Xiuxian and the pregnant woman started a new life with their baby. They led the residents of the technology planet to use magical technology to build the planet into a place full of miracles. Chapter 6. Legend of the Other World. The Brave Bather in Formaldehyde and the Demon King with Rotten Butts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the mystical continent, there is a brave warrior named Formaldehyde Bather. He was born with a natural and extraordinary sense of smell, able to smell harmful gases in the air. By chance, he discovered a secret. The Demon King with rotten buttocks was drinking methanol, licking his armpits, attempting to rule the entire continent. In order to save innocent lives, Formaldehyde bathers embarked on the path of fighting. The Formaldehyde shower hero arrived at the castle of the Demon King. Looking at the magnificent building built on the Chicken Brother, he made a secret determination. We must defeat the Demon King and save the continent. He took a deep breath and used his sense of smell to find the Demon King's hiding place. The Demon King laughed heartily when he saw the Formaldehyde shower warrior and said, "You're here, I know you'll definitely come. Since that's the case, let's have a fair showdown." The Formaldehyde shower warrior said coldly, "Stop talking nonsense, I will show you my power." After speaking, he instantly released his own scent and surrounded the Demon King. The Demon King widened his eyes and looked at the Formaldehyde shower warrior in surprise. "You can release such a powerful odor, truly deserving of your reputation. But I won't easily lose to you." After speaking, he also released his methanol breath, and the smells of the Formaldehyde shower warrior collided. For a moment, the sound of fighting spread throughout the castle, and Chicken Brother was also startled and flew away. The Formaldehyde shower hero and the Demon King are not giving way to each other, and the smell is getting stronger and stronger, as if the entire continent is trembling in their breath. The Formaldehyde shower hero gritted his teeth and used all his skills to finally defeat the Demon King at a critical moment. The Demon King fell to the ground, panting heavily and admitting his failure. "You are very strong, I lost to you. But I have another question, why do you want to fight me?" The Formaldehyde bather said calmly, "In order to save innocent creatures on the continent, I cannot let you continue to drink alcohol, lick your armpits, and rule the entire continent." The Demon King remained silent for a moment before saying, "I see. Then I wish you success. If I have the chance, I will work together with you for the beauty of the continent. The words of the Demon King made the formaldehyde bathing hero feel a little relieved. He knew that his efforts were not in vain, and at least the Demon King had recognized his mistake. He decided to give the Demon King a chance to reform, but at the same time, he also took precautions to prevent the Demon King from becoming addicted to bad habits again. Under the supervision of the formaldehyde shower hero, the Demon King began to work hard to correct his behavior. He gave up his bad habits of drinking methanol and licking his armpits, and instead began to study how to use his abilities to benefit the mainland. However, while formaldehyde shower warriors and Demon Kings worked together, a new crisis emerged on the mainland. A person named Car Crash is famous for its heinous behavior and methods. They are adept at using foul-smelling gases to attack enemies, making many warriors on the continent terrified. After hearing the news, the formaldehyde shower hero decided to go with the Demon King to the lair of the overturned car-eating Xiuxian to eliminate this evil force. After going through countless hardships, they finally arrived at the hideout of the decaying gangmen. There, they encountered subordinates who had overturned and eaten Xiuxian. Fragrant farting and foot odor attacks. These two warriors, one skilled at releasing foul-smelling gas, and the other able to attack enemies through foot odor. The formaldehyde shower hero and Demon King did not back down in the face of this sudden challenge. They engaged in a fierce battle against fragrant farting and foot odor attacks with their excellent olfactory combat skills. In this battle, the formaldehyde bathing hero and the Demon King showed tenacious perseverance and firm belief. They had clear division of labor, cooperated, and defeated the evil enemies one by one. Finally, after a fierce battle, the formaldehyde bathing hero and the Demon King successfully eliminated the evil forces of the overturned car eating and flying, and saved the creatures on the continent. Under the power of justice of the gangman rotten formaldehyde bathing hero, he admitted his mistake and expressed his willingness to reform. Under the supervision of the formaldehyde shower warriors, Ultraman Kanker also began to work hard for the beauty of the mainland. After this battle, the formaldehyde bathing hero and the Demon King became heroes on the continent. They used their own strength to safeguard the peace of the continent and bring hope to innocent beings. And people on the mainland also take them as role models, pursuing justice and peace. However, the formaldehyde shower hero and Demon King did not feel proud and complacent about it. They understand that evil forces will never disappear, so they must always remain vigilant and strive for the peace of the continent. In the coming days, they will continue to work together to face new challenges and safeguard the justice in their hearts. This is the story of the formaldehyde bathing hero and the Demon King, who used their own strength to protect the peace of the continent. Their story has spread throughout the continent and become an eternal legend in the hearts of countless people. And people on the mainland also inherit their legacy, striving for justice and peace, and striving for a better future. Chapter 7. Fantasy Adventures of the Genius of Fart Collapse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the distant fantasy world, there is a village called Leather Shoes Brush Teeth. This village has a special tradition, where each villager receives a challenge at the coming-of-age ceremony, which is to overturn the car and eat the sky. This challenge is to test the courage and wisdom of the villagers. There is a boy in the village named Pai Beng Genius. He is born with a keen sense of smell and can smell things 10 miles away. Therefore, his position in the village is very special, and everyone calls him the Genius of Fart Collapse. On this day, the Genius of Fart Collapse welcomed his coming-of-age ceremony. He stood on the challenge platform, facing the challenge of overturning and taking flight. Take a deep breath, muster up courage, and finish a big bowl of Xiuxian in one breath. The villagers were amazed and applauded him one after another. After completing the challenge, Pai Bang was honored by the village and given the responsibility of guarding the village. At the same time, he learned a shocking secret. The decay of the gangmen, the fragrant farting, and the attack of foot odor. All of these were actually the forces of the cult. In order to defend the village, Pai Bang genius decided to embark on a journey to find a way to defeat the cult. He arrived at a mysterious fairyland where there was a fairy who was said to have the power to defeat cults. The genius of Fart Collapse encountered various adventures in the fairyland and even met a fairy named Fragrant Farting. The fairy told him that in order to defeat the cult, he must find a magical gem called Leather Shoe Oil Brush Teeth. So, the genius of Fart Collapse and the fairy Fragrance embarked on an adventure to find the magical gem. They went through countless hardships, climbed mountains and ridges, and finally found the magical gem. However, in front of the gemstone, the genius of Fart Collapse suddenly emitted a strong odor. He couldn't help but wonder. Where did this foul smell come from? Just then, he suddenly realized that there was a thick layer of shoe polish on the gemstone. Originally, this gem was covered with shoe polish, no wonder it emitted a foul odor. The genius of Fart Collapse came up with a plan and decided to use shoe polish to brush his teeth to remove the shoe polish from the gemstone. So he picked up a shoe polish toothpaste and started brushing his teeth. A miracle happened. As brushing teeth progressed, the leather shoe polish on the gemstone was gradually removed, revealing its original radiance. At this moment, the fairy Fragrant sighed and said, "It turns out that leather shoe polish brushing teeth has such a magical power." The genius of Fart Collapse and the Fragrant Fairy witnessed this miraculous moment together, and endless surprises surged in their hearts. They understand that the power of shoe polish brushing teeth is the key to defeating cults. The gemstone emitted a dazzling light, illuminating the surrounding air as if it had been reborn. Guided by the gemstones, they arrived at the headquarters of the cult. A dark and evil place. The cultists are conducting a foul-smelling ritual, hoping that the power of evil will rule the entire world. Seeing this scene, the genius of Fart Collapse and the Fragrant Fairy were filled with righteous indignation, determined to completely eradicate the evil cult. He has a fierce face and emits a nauseating odor. He mocked the genius of Fart Collapse and the Fragrant Fairy, believing that the evil power in his hands was unmatched. The genius of Fart Collapse and the Fragrant Fairy are not afraid. They know that at this moment, they have the power to brush their teeth with leather shoe polish, and no evil can resist. They have clear division of labor, and the genius of Fart Collapse unleashes his foot odor attack, making the cult disciples dizzy and unable to concentrate their strength. And Fang Xiangzi used her fragrance to fart, causing the cult followers to fall into chaos and unable to extricate themselves. For a moment, the headquarters of the cult was in chaos. The cultists fell to the ground one after another, struggling in pain. Upon seeing the collapse of the gangmen, he angrily waved his evil weapon in an attempt to counterattack. But the alliance between the genius of Fart Collapse and the Fragrant Fairy is too strong for him to take advantage of. Finally, with the power of shoe polish brushing his teeth, Achman Kanker was completely defeated. His evil power dissipated and turned into a black smoke that dissipated. The headquarters of the cult fell into silence and could no longer threaten anyone. The genius of Fart Collapse and the Fragrant Fairy became heroes, and their bravery and wisdom saved the whole world. After returning to the village, they were warmly welcomed by the villagers. The challenge of coming of age in the village has become more meaningful due to their heroic deeds. Chapter 8. Legendary Life. The Adventure of Fecal Flower and Nose Fruit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 1. In a distant mountain village, there are two children, one is called Fecal Flower and the other is called Snot Fruit. Stool flowers grow in various sizes, but they are kind-hearted. Snail Fruit has a slim and small figure, yet it excels in machine skills. They live in a world full of odors, but as a result, they have formed an inseparable bond. One day, the defecator was picking feces when he accidentally saw Nose Fruit peeking from a distance. He walked over and asked, "Why did you steal from me?" Snail Fruit said awkwardly, "I want to learn how to pick feces so I can earn money to support my family." The defecation flower smiled and said, "Then I'll teach you." From then on, Defecation Flower and Snot Fruit became martial brothers. They have experienced wind and rain together, and inadvertently spread fertilizer, making the crops in the village grow better. However, life is not always smooth sailing. One day, a beggar in the village passed away, and his feces and runny nose often helped people cry. Therefore, they were invited to send the beggar to his death. At the funeral, they met a mysterious figure. Skunk Dad. Skunk Dad is a fag. He used to be an international superstar, but due to an accident, he lost his memory and also lost his celebrity aura. He wandered to this village and became a beggar. The fecal flower and snot fruit saw that he was pitiful, so they took him in. During the days spent with feces and runny nose, Skunk Dad gradually regained his memory. He was extremely grateful and decided to repay their kindness. He took them to a secret cave, where there was a magical treasure. The fate of the fecal flower and the nose fruit changed from then on. The treasure is called Tears of Nose Fruit, and it is said to be able to fulfill a person's wish. Skunk Dad decided to make a wish for the fecal flower and snot fruit to live a happy life. However, just as they were about to make a wish, a group of bad people broke into the cave. The villain attempted to steal the Tears of Nose Fruit, and the defecation flower and nose fruit engaged in a fierce battle with the villain to protect the treasure. Although they are small in stature, they have great courage. In this fight, they fully utilized their strengths, using the technique of picking feces to put the other party in a difficult situation, while Nose Fruit used his wit to resolve the other party's attack. Finally, after a thrilling fight, the fecal flower and snot fruit won the victory. They brought their nose, fruit, and tears back to the village and lived a happy life. And because of their kindness and bravery, Skunk Dad also regained the meaning of life and became a volunteer to convey love and warmth. Secondly, in a remote small village, there is a boy known as Fecal Flower. His name is not important, what is important is his unique nickname. The fecal flower is named after its unique flower shape, which is foul-smelling but attracts a peculiar creature. The snot fruit. Nose fruit, resembling snot, has an intoxicating taste. The people in the village, whenever they feel sad or angry, will find the toilet flower, pick a few snot fruits, and hold them in their mouths, as if this can take away their negative emotions. Next to the defecation flower, there is the elderly man who is known as Skunk Dad is a fag because he always wears worn-out clothes, wears a smile on his face, but his eyes reveal a deep sadness. This old man was once the most outstanding manure worker in the village. He knew the needs of every piece of land and could perfectly apply manure to the land every time, making the village's crops fruitful. However, his life was not smooth. He was once a beggar, searching for food in the corners of the village. He often helps people cry and pays their last respects to those who have lost their lives. However, fate played a cruel joke on him. One day, he was discovered by a talent scout and invited to become a superstar on the international stage. His singing is like a snot fruit, although peculiar, it is intoxicating. His career was thriving, and he began to enjoy the life, but found himself increasingly unable to forget the life in that small village. However, at the peak of his career, he suddenly felt a deep emptiness and loneliness. He began to doubt his way of life, and he began to contemplate the meaning of his own life. So he decided to end his life in order to find the answer. However, fate once again played a joke. Just as he was about to commit suicide, he was discovered by the police. With the police's intervention, he did not successfully commit suicide and was instead shot. Life is like a play is like life. Fecal flower, snot fruit, and Skunk Dad are all fags, and they are all part of this village. Their stories, like the story of this village, are full of unique colors and profound meanings. Their lives are like a peculiar song, with unique melodies and profound connotations. Their story, like a peculiar drama, is full of conflict and dialogue, fighting and crying, but ultimately, their story, like their life, is full of hope and Chapter 9 Bitter Memories and Warning. The joys and sorrows of a rural family's separation and reunion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. "Doctor, can my son's illness be cured?" During the sow's prenatal examination, Old Li anxiously asked the doctor. The doctor frowned and replied, "Your son's condition is quite serious and requires surgery, but the risk of surgery is very high." Upon hearing this, Old Li panicked and said, "What should we do then?" The doctor pondered and said, "Let's have a prostate extraction surgery first to see if the condition has improved." At the sow inspection site, Mr. Li's wife nervously looked at the veterinarian and asked, "Doctor, is my sow pregnant with a healthy fetus?" The veterinarian replied confidently, "Don't worry, this sow is pregnant with a healthy fetus." Old Li interjected on the side, "Is its milk sufficient?" The veterinarian nodded and said, "There is plenty of milk, guaranteed to make your piglets grow white and fat." "Grandpa, how did you die when you were a child?" Little Li asked curiously. After a moment of silence, Old Li said, "When I was 3 years old, I was poisoned to death by hydrogen monoxide." Xiao Li widened his eyes and said, "Hydrogen monoxide? That thing?" Old Li sighed and said, "It's just water, but at that time I was still young and immature. I drank contaminated water and died of poisoning. For my mother died while she was in my grandmother's womb." "How did my mother die?" Xiao Li asked again. Grandma sighed and said, "Your mother died when she was in my stomach." "Why would that happen?" asked Xiao Li in surprise. My grandmother told him, "At that time, the living conditions were not good, and the medical level was also low. Your mother got a disease while she was in her stomach, and if she didn't rule the law well, she would die." "Dad, why is there a toilet plug in your brain?" Xiao Li asked curiously. Old Li smiled bitterly and said, "I accidentally inserted this toilet plug when I was a child because my family was poor and didn't have the money to have surgery to remove it." Xiao Li asked anxiously, "Will that affect your physical health?" Lao Li patted Xiao Li's shoulder and said, "It's okay, I'm used to it. This toilet has become a part of my life." "You trash, why don't you even look good at a sow?" Old Li scolded his son. My son retorted, "It's not because you had poor conditions back then and didn't have the money to treat my illness, but now you're blaming me." The two argued and eventually developed into a physical fight. The sow watched from the side, showing a worried look. Secondly, on an ordinary night, the old and young men in the village gathered under the old locust tree at the head of the village and began chatting all night. The topic goes from the prenatal examination of sows to the prostate, and finally turns to the bizarre story of my grandfather being poisoned to death by hydrogen monoxide when he was 3 years old. And all of this starts with that dark night. The uncle in the village began to tell, "Do you know? When my grandfather was 3 years old, he was poisoned to death by hydrogen monoxide. That hydrogen monoxide is produced when we drink water, and I didn't expect it to be so toxic." Speaking of this, the uncle couldn't help but sigh, as if that tragedy was right in front of us. And the death of my grandfather was a fatal blow to my grandmother. Because my grandfather passed away when my grandmother was pregnant. A person struggling with their children leads a wandering life. Perhaps this is fate's arrangement that has caused this family to suffer hardships. However, the hardships of this family have not ended. After Uncle grew up, he suddenly discovered a toilet plug in his brain. This makes Uncle very painful, living a tormented life every day. However, he never gave up and worked hard to fight against the toilet plug in order to live a normal life. Just when this family was in trouble, the village held a unique activity. The underarm licking competition. This competition attracted men, women, and children from the village to sign up and participate, hoping to showcase their strength in this competition. The competition has started, and the contestants are using all their strength to expose their armpits. The audience cheered one after another, licking with relish for a while, and the competition scene was filled with laughter and joy. However, in this joyful atmosphere, the uncle fell into contemplation. Uncle couldn't help but think of his own experience as he watched this game. Perhaps I can use this competition to make everyone aware of the toxicity of hydrogen monoxide and remind everyone to pay attention to safety hazards in daily life. So the uncle decided to sign up for the competition with his own strength. Chapter 10 Maggots of the Milky Way. Ultraman and Jack Ma's Adventure in a Different World. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the distant Milky Way, there is a mysterious planet whose inhabitants are not familiar creatures, but rather a variety of maggots with unique forms and habits. These maggots live in a peculiar way, eating limestone, but often suffer from constipation as a result. In their world, Bado mixed with leather shoe oil is considered a delicacy, and the competition between Ultraman and Jack Ma is a topic of discussion among local residents after tea. One day, the news of Ultraman's battle with Jack Ma spread throughout the entire galaxy. This unprecedented competition has made all maggots boil with excitement. They regarded this battle as an annual carnival and eagerly awaited its beginning. The world of maggots is full of magical colors. Toilet-like dark clouds enveloped the entire planet, flying hail descended from the sky, and the mountains were filled with the smell of excrement. Everything here is surprising but difficult to adapt to. However, the significance of this battle goes far beyond that. For maggots, this is a war to defend their homeland and a pursuit of freedom. They are well aware that only through this battle can Ultraman and Jack Ma truly understand their lives and receive the respect they deserve. The day of battle has finally arrived. Ultraman and Jack Ma stood on the arena, with a tense atmosphere permeating the air. The maggots around widened their eyes, looking forward to this exciting competition. Sir, Ultraman launched an attack. He swung his lightsaber and stabbed Ma Yunlai fiercely. Jack Ma quickly dodged Ultraman's attack and then took the opportunity to counterattack. He picked up a weapon made of croton mixed with leather shoe polish and threw it at Ultraman. Ultraman was accidentally hit and fell to the ground in pain. The maggots around cheered and cheered for Jack Ma. However, Ultraman did not give up. He stood up vigorously and launched another attack on Jack Ma. This time, he aimed at Jack Ma's weakness and successfully hit him. Ma Yun lay on the ground, unable to move. Ultraman stood beside him, looking at him with deep affection, and said, "Jack Ma, I admire your courage and determination. Although we come from different worlds, we all pursue freedom and fight. You are my respected opponent." Jack Ma responded with a smile, "Ultraman, you have also shown me a whole new world. Although there is an insurmountable gap between us, I will always remember this battle, remember you as a powerful opponent." This battle made Ultraman and Jack Ma legendary in the Milky Way. Their story has been passed down by maggots for thousands of years. And that planet, full of fantasy colors, also became the most unique existence in the Milky Way due to this battle. As time passed, Ultraman and Jack Ma returned to their respective worlds. But they know that the friendship formed in this battle will always accompany them. And that mysterious maggot planet in the Milky Way has also become an eternal memory in their hearts. Secondly, in the distant sky, in a corner of the Milky Way, an unprecedented battle is underway. This is not an ordinary battle, but a battle between the heroic Ultraman and the internet giant Ma Yun. Their figures shuttle between the stars, coming and going, each move is a fatal blow. Ma Yun, your internet empire has touched my bottom line. It's time for you to see the real power. Ultraman waved his lightsaber and vowed to defend the peace of the galaxy. Ma Yun sneered and said, "Ultraman, do you think you can stop me alone? I represent humanity and wisdom." The croton mixed leather shoe polish in his hand instantly turned into a black light, and he headed straight for Ultraman. Eating limestone causes constipation. Ultraman dodged flexibly and hit Jack Ma with a galaxy burst fist. With a sudden movement, he managed to dodge this fatal blow. Hailstones like flying. Jack Ma countered, and the sky instantly shrouded in dark clouds. Hailstones flew like flying towards Ultraman. Ultraman pounced and dodged most of the attacks, but was still hit by a hail and fell to the ground in pain. The smell of excrement permeates the mountains. Jack Ma's proud smile had not yet restrained, and Ultraman stood up again with a firm smile on his lips. Is this all you have to do? Jack Ma, you're still far behind. As soon as the words fell, Ultraman's body shone brightly, and a powerful force would surge out of his body. Jack Ma's face changed drastically. He didn't expect Ultraman to hide such a powerful force. In the following battle, Jack Ma retreated step by step, and Ultraman's radiance shone like the dawn, illuminating the entire galaxy. In the end, Jack Ma was defeated by Ultraman and fell to the ground. He looked at Ultraman incredulously and said, I was convinced of my defeat, but Ultraman, can you really stop me? Ultraman stared at Jack Ma and said slowly, Jack Ma, I'm not trying to stop your development. I just hope that while pursuing progress, you don't forget your original intention and don't let desire control you. Only in this way can the future of humanity be even better. Ma Yun was silent for a moment, then smiled. Altman, you are right. Thank you for letting me understand what real power is. He stood up and returned to his internet empire, while Altman continued to guard the peace of the galaxy. This is the battle between Ultraman and Jack Ma, a battle of strength and wisdom, a battle between guardians and those being guarded. Behind this story lies deep contemplation of the future of humanity.